Well, I guess I would have to say that this particular section is the heart and soul of this website, and it's the heart and soul of everything that I do. And that's about being a medium. I'm going to go way back to the beginning and just tell you, I was so skeptical about doing this. I kind of promised myself that I'm going to try it because it's the only game in town when I went to this class to develop this. And I promised myself that if I was fooling myself or somebody was trying to fool me, that I would get out of it. And that was 1978, and it's obviously I'm still here. There were a couple of things that happened. One of the two images that are on the page, the elderly gentleman is my guide. His name is Red Cloud. He was an Ogallala chief. And I met him through somebody who is, whether you want to call it channeling or trance or whatever you want to call it. And I went to this, again, very tongue-in-cheek. I'll go, but, I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to be, into this at all. The second time that I went, he requested to be able to talk to me alone. And when I say alone, the person who was doing the channeling goes deep, is not aware of anything. So I said, okay, I'll go. So I went, and he looked at me. He said, I want you to know something. He says, I'm your spiritual father. There's nothing about you that I don't know. You can never lie to Papa. That's what he said. Now, there's an image that you and I project to the world. Part of it is the way we want people to think of us and to look at us. But there is also something that is about us that only we know about us. It's those things that make Joe Joe or make you you, and nobody knows them. Well, here they came. Joe, this is good. This part of you is good when you do this and you do that and this, but this here should be changed. Think about it. This may be doing you some harm spiritually and this and that. I was just dumbfounded about the information that I was given. I mean, the woman who gave this to me, I want to mention this, from the beginning when I first met her, she was Argentinian, did not know me from a hole in the wall, did not know the United States or its history. And when I first met Red Cloud, I was given all types of dates and things that I could look up in libraries and things like that. So that type of thing goes on. So that convinced me. That, along with the fact that it was Red Cloud who gave me the healing that healed the ruptured disc in my back. That, as I said before, was the clincher. The other image was on the page is of somebody whose name is or was Red Shirt, who was also an Oglala. And the reason I bring him up and I have the image there is I can remember one class that we had. One of our members had a problem that was intensely personal, that she did not want to bring out into the public. In other words, to ask a question with the other members of the class there. And Red Shirt, or as he called himself now, Silver Fox, because he said vibrationally that was more appropriate, started answering her question without her ever asking it, and did it in such a way that none of us knew what we was talking about, but boy, she knew what he was talking about, because she just filled up and the tears started coming down her cheeks. She got her answers, okay, without ever asking the question. And I mean, when something like that happens, I mean, you got to admit, you got to understand what is going on. Now, this whole thing with mediumship, going back to this interconnectedness that we have with everything, take a look at that one word, everything. Okay, not just at this level, but at all levels. All right. The reason that we can't see these people who are in spirit is that they're at a higher vibratory rate. It's kind of like you can only hear sounds in a certain range. Below a certain range, they're too low. Above it, they're too high. You won't be able to hear them. Or eyesight, you can't see ultraviolet or infrared. They're at opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're out of our range of perception. This is the way it is with mediumship. But these people are there. Now, when messages are given, Something is always given to the person who is receiving the message that the medium would have no way of knowing about. Because the people who are giving this message want their relatives or their loved ones, the people who are receiving this information, they want them to genuinely understand that they are there, that they are still in existence, that there is such a thing as life after death, and they're still there, and they want to make them know that they are still loved. That's one of the things that goes on. And I've seen it over and over again. I've heard skeptics say, well, you know, people give a cold reading where they say, well, you know, you're a strong person, and this and that. And in other words, it's things that anybody could say. And in the 30 years, or over 30 years that I've been doing this, I've never seen one like that. I've never gotten one like that, and I've never given one like that. Now, folks, the point of all of this is this. These people are there. There are people who want to make contact, to give solace to their friends and loved ones here, but there's also another group of people that want to be of service to us, because they have learned that that's the greatest thing that they can do with their existence, is be of service to others. The very first words we ever heard from a channeling session was, you are loved more than you can possibly imagine. Now, all of these people are there. They are willing and able to help us, whether it's to teach or to help us with healings, whatever it might be. That is their goal, to be of service to us. That's why I'm doing this, is to make people understand and realize that this type of benefit is available to us if we take advantage of it. Now, we can go back and we can talk about all the things that you're going to develop: healing, psychic ability, all those other things, and the mediumship. And that's why on the pages of this website, you will see the words, we are more than we dared to dream. We are incredible beings. We have to begin to realize that we are so much more than we ever thought we were. That infinite spark exists in all of us. And it exists in everything. Now, with it being there, and understanding existence at this level, you can never look at this world, this universe, and the people in it in the same way. Particularly the people in it deserve the highest respect possible. And you know, we do well with our loved ones and our family and things of that nature, but we have to begin to understand that we are in fact our brother's keeper, because there are people in this world that need us. And just stepping back for a moment to reincarnation, you know, some of these things that go on, like in Africa, where people are dying of starvation, there is a group of people who have volunteered to reincarnate and go through that suffering and bring that suffering to the intention or the information to the world, because it helps to increase the compassion of the members of this level of existence. That's the type of dedication that some of these individuals have. They come back when they didn't have to. I'm going to put in a couple of links that'll let you go to sites. One is more clinical, where the idea of mediumship was tested by the University of Arizona, and a few other links. But just keep all of these things in mind. You are so much more than you ever thought you were, and so is this existence and this universe that you see around it. We have to start acting in a way that is positive and pays credit to the other people who are here with us and to the existence that we have been given.